Hi everyone, I hope you're well. It's Friday night, it's starting to get chilly, so I am sitting by the fire and just doing a little bit of a debrief from my week. I had a fantastic event yesterday though, in particular. It's been the highlight of my week so far and I just wanted to take you guys through it. So yesterday I was at the property crowdfunding workshop day with Nicole Bremner, Simple Equity and John Corey, and it was a really fantastic day and insight. We went into how to crowd fundraise for your property projects and a lot of FCA regulations that I just wanted to just touch on and talk about because they really struck home with me. So we started off with John from Property Fortress. He openly admits that he is the doom and gloom part of the day, and he is a little bit. I don't think he'll mind me saying that. Just because he takes us through the FCA 13-3 regulations, and for those of you who don't know, those are the regulations that stipulate who you can and can't promote your financial services investments to. So they are really stringent, and every time I hear John speak, this is the second time I've heard him speak about this, and I'm equally as shocked. I was equally as shocked the second time around just at how stringent they are, and exactly what you can and can't promote. And in short, you can't really promote much. If you haven't qualified your investors as high net worth individuals or sophisticated investors, then you absolutely can't promote any sort of investment at all. So using the word investment is absolutely, it's a no-go because that is considered financial promotion. I thought that it was a little bit more lax with the loan department. So if you are sourcing loans, then the regulations aren't as strict because they define the FCA believes that the general public know what a loan is and know that how they work, but they are still really strict. And what I was really surprised with was the traps that you can fall into, making it sound like an investment even if you are pitching a loan, and that actually disqualifies it. So I just wanted to define the difference between debt and equity, which I'm sure most of you know, but the guys yesterday gave us a really succinct definition and I thought that would be helpful. So debt is where investors make a loan with the expectation to get paid back the principal loan amount plus interest over a set period of time, and the timeline is fixed. And equity, when investors invest, they get a share of equity in the company itself, and the timeline is based on the project. So we did an exercise where we had some examples of promotions up in front of us and we got to pick whether we thought they were compliant or not. And that was super interesting because even the ones that you think are pitching a loan actually do breach the FCA regulations because they are, although promoting a loan, they sound like a JV opportunity and they sound like equity, and therefore that is misguiding and therefore a breach. So that was really interesting, and some of the terms that kept popping up were JV opportunity, I'm looking for a JV opportunity, or I'm just short of this amount, hands off, low risk, calling to action, so basically saying sort of, get in touch with us for a way to get financially free, or get in touch with us to invest. You can't use the word invest. And also we talked about how if you are looking for a loan, you're not actually able to talk about a specific project. So you have to discuss the loan and the terms of the loan, and that's it. You can't talk about a project that it is going into, because if a loan is going into a specific project, a specific property, for example, or a development, then that is part of the equity of that particular property, which borders on non-compliance. Obviously, there is a solution, and that is through Simple Equity. Now, Simple Equity is a property crowdfunding platform. It works like Indiegogo, any of those fundraising sites that you guys will sort of know in the general public, but it is specifically for property. And what is fantastic about their project, and I have invested in a project through that site. I haven't actually raised any capital myself through it, but what is fantastic fantastic about the service that they offer is that they do all of the due diligence and they monitor all of your communications. They make sure that there's no slip-ups, that you aren't accidentally breaching guidelines, and they, the guys at Simple Equity, just really help you stay completely above board because it's their necks on the line. They are all FCA regulated, so it is really their reputation and their risk, and we get to sort of capitalize on that, which is really great. And it's absolutely something that I will look to in the future to raise finance through. We did talk a lot about social presence, which seems like a bit of a leap, but it's not. Nicole Bremner, as I'm sure you guys know, is the queen of social. She took us on a sort of whistle-stop tour of all the different social platforms that we need to be present on. I'm not going to go through them all now. I'm looking at potentially doing one of her courses which is specifically on social, so I will save all of that for then. But it really just struck home how important it is to have a social presence. Now, if you have a social presence, you're more likely to be able to raise finance through crowdfunding. And it was a really big eye-opener, and I think everyone in the room had a lot of experience in property development or like myself in sort of property flips, residential work, but not all of us have a profile like Nicole does. And it is a little bit naive to think that we can go onto a crowdfunding platform and just generate returns without having proved ourselves and without having created a market and an audience for us. So it really did hit home about how important social media presence is, and marketing. Even if you are in the business of selling and developing property, marketing is extremely important. So that was a great sort of eye-opener, and that sort of happened at the end of the day. So there are a few links I want to share with you guys. The first one is John Corey's amazing Property Fortress FCA 13-3 flowchart, which may sound dry, but it's not. It's super important to have a look. So here is the link for that. Please go and have a look at it, download it. It's completely free. You just have to put your name and your email address in. It's absolutely worth it. And that will take you on a flowchart through your promotions, what you're doing, and whether you are FCA regulated. So I absolutely recommend that. Incidentally, John does a free consultation phone call, which is extremely kind of him. So if you have any questions about that, I know that he will be happy to ask, and he is certainly the man to do that. The next link is the Simple Equity crowdfunding page. As the guys said, if you're interested in crowdfunding through them, sign up and invest in a property. Investment starts at £100 for a share, which is absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, and obviously you're investing in it, so you should get it back and some, but the very fact that you're investing in education, I suppose, and you get access to the process, to all the documentation for each of those projects, is extremely valuable. So please do check that out. And finally, East 8 and Nicole Bremner. Nicole has just a ridiculous amount of different social tags that I'm not going to put all of them up here, but their website is up on screen, so please do check out their website, and from there all of the social links are there. Otherwise, a quick search of Nicole Bremner on Facebook will find her very easily for you. She is certainly not shy and retiring in the social world. If you have trouble finding her, I don't know what you're doing. So that's just my thoughts on my day yesterday. Like I said, I had a fantastic day, really enjoyed it, and some great takeaways from it. So I hope that this has been useful and helpful for you. I am going to be starting an official Nellie McQuinn Entrepreneur Facebook page. So if you haven't done that, or if you're on here already, please do give it a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you are looking at this through my personal page, because I'll probably post on both, please do head over and give it a like if possible. I'd really appreciate it, and it's where I'm going to start posting most of my videos moving forward. So thank you very much. I hope you guys are nice and warm and toasty on this Friday evening, and I look forward to hearing from you guys on social or in real life, which is even better, really soon. So thanks. Bye.